won Super Bowl 59.
Dude, it gave me goosebumps watching it.
Being pulled up to the stadium with the snow tires on, the tinted windows, many men came on, and it was just a murder.
This guy wins. Look at his record. Look at his stats. Thank God he's a Philadelphia Eagle.
You can mark this down. I think the Eagles are hosting the NFC Championship game.
I don't care how it looks at this point, as long as it's a win.
Vaughn came up with it.
Oh, Bond.
Yeah, that guy's playing at an all-pro level.
I mean, you could have heard that from a mile, dude. That stadium was loud.
Let's get scratching.
Lock in, Brews. It's another Speaking Birds. What is up, my Brews, my bird? Brews, we are back. It's another Speaking Birds. It's your boy Speaks here. Wee. Another breaking news pod, another emergency pod. Jeff Stoutland, longtime offensive line coach for your Philadelphia Eagles, is going to be stepping away. No Moss, Jeff Stoutland. Let's see here. His official announcement via the internet. Let's see here. Philadelphia, I've decided my time coaching with the Eagles has come to an end. When I arrived here in 2013, I did not know what I was signing up for. I quickly learned what this city demands, but more importantly, what it gives back. The past 13 years have been a great privilege of my coaching career. I didn't just work here. I became one of you stout outs. Who, man, this kind of announcement, this is becoming, I feel like, even with the Shefty sort of, he hinted at something and, maybe he was hinting at the Fangio, the rumor of Fangio possibly stepping away from defensive coordinator, but I don't know. Did he know something? Did he know something about the Stouts' future? I don't know, but man, it seems like we're going to be going through some changes. I mean, that's a big blow. It's a big blow. 2013. That's what going on 13 years now, maybe 15 seasons. Yeah, geesh, that's some big shoes to fill. And just some offensive linemen throughout the years that Stouts coached. We got obviously Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Brandon Brooks, Jason Peters, Evan Mathis, Big V, Wisniewski, Steph Wisniewski, Mekhi Becton, Isaac Salamalu, Todd Hermans, Cam Jurgens, Dennis Kelly, to name a few. I mean, his presence is huge. It will be missed. Man, yeah, I don't know. I have some thoughts. You could wonder, with the new offensive coordinator coming in, Mannion, is he suggesting he wants to, build his staff? Obviously, I think he's going to bring in some guys of his own. But you would assume, a guy, he doesn't have, the coaching years of experience under his belt. Who wouldn't want a guy like Stoutland, who arguably is, one of the best position coaches in the NFL? Obviously you'd want a guy like that on your staff. And there could be a little bitterness possibly on Stoutland's end. It came out, I believe it was Jeff McClain reported, somewhere, middle of last season, he gets his running game coordinator duties taken away, or, they shift away from, him being responsible for those. So, does he feel a little slighted? Does he look around and think, what's going on here? It's, new offensive coordinators every year. Is it something with Sirianni? I hate to, unpack that can of worms, but I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Is it them looking to do more, under center, play action, motion type stuff? Maybe that goes, a different direction from what, who knows? I don't know. But big news, Stoutland stepping away. And there's been speculation that, he might stay within the organization, but just not in the coaching capacity. But, I don't know. I think I could see him going somewhere else in coaching. So we'll see. Um, but hopefully he stays at least through the draft. At least through the draft for some, at least in the scouting capacity to help us. Um, but man, I don't know. Like these like sort of, it's like the hammer drop. These news announcements. Um, and we're gonna. I truly believe we're gonna have an AJ Brown one at some point here in the off season. But let's see here. Per Jeff McClain, here's our few notes on the Jeff Stoutland situation. The decision was Stoutland's. The Eagles wanted him back as their line coach, but with his role revised, as I reported last week. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he felt a certain way. Maybe he wants that. Maybe he feels that he wants to be run game coordinator. All right, let's take a look here. He's got more points. Meaning he wouldn't likely oversee the run game. He would certainly be a part of it, but with a new scheme, the team felt it was necessary to make that change. Stoutland, in turn, felt it was time to make a change. He is likely to take some time off, although I'm sure there will be some teams still in need of an O-line coach who will reach out for one of the best to ever do it. I mean, of course, certainly there's going to be um, teams reaching out. Let's see. The Eagles expect him to remain a part of the organization, continue to help and mentor where necessary. The Eagles have a list of replacements and will get to work immediately in finding a replacement. Yeah, gonna be tough to replace a guy like Stout. I mean, I don't know, and then it begs the question. Lane Johnson, who's been mulling retirement, he's banged up. He missed half the season last year. Does he? I think Stoutland was the only coach he's ever known. Does he pack it up? Not sure. That's a shame. Yeah, I mean the offense will look different. The offense is going to look different next year, and that's all. That's what we wanted, right? We sit there all season on Sunday, and the Eagles aren't scoring for half a game, or they can only play two quarters. The offense looks stagnant. Look, and we said heads got to roll from the top down. And Stoutland, we did place blame on Stoutland again. The accomplishments speak for himself for themselves. I'm not going to sit here and say he deserved to get fired or we're better off without him. That's not what I'm saying. Um, but look, it's going to look different and maybe for the better. So we'll see. Yeah, it just I mean, think about it. We are not even a calendar year away from lifting that trophy. From we won the Super Bowl last football season. We are the reigning champs. We got our star wide receiver who wants out. We have, I'll call it a collapse last season. I mean, people argue up and down it wasn't a collapse. Let's be honest. It was pathetic. It was ugly. And everyone should be ashamed of themselves in that locker room, in the organization. Vic Fangio mulling retirement. And now we have Stoutland, arguably the biggest piece of this coaching staff, stepping down, stepping away. Goddard, Lane. Yeah, I don't know. Take a swig of this. Got a little Diet Coke on ice. It's been a while since I had a nice Diet Cola. Gotta refresh yourself. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, man. Since 2013, from Chip Kelly, Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni. So they say he'll likely be around. He'll be around the organization, but I think I wonder what his contract looks like. I don't have that in front of me, but teams are going to be calling, and like I said, I could I could see him going somewhere to coach, and I think I think my I think my gut is telling me that maybe they call it a demotion. I mean, I guess it is a demotion, but I don't know. I don't really see it as that. I see it as kind of shifting responsibilities. But I'm sure that kind of I'm sure that kind of rubbed him the wrong way. I mean, look at man, any profession, any job, anything. If you know if you're getting something, basically the scapegoat, right? Hey, we don't think this is working out. Let's shift things around. It's not going to feel good. All right, this is per Zach Berman. Jeff Stoutland had a Pro Bowler on his offensive line in all 13 seasons with the Eagles. That's the longest streak for any team since the merger in 1970. He's had 5 players earn All-Pro honors, that being Lane Johnson, 2017, 21 to 24, Jason Kelsey, 2017 to 19, 21 to 23, Jordan Mailata, 2024, Evan Mathis, 2013, and Jason Peters, 2013 and 2014. LaShawn McCoy and Saquon Barkley both led the NFL in rushing behind his offensive lines. Yeah, I mean, you can't overstate, the impact that he's had on the offensive line and players he's developed. Um, so yeah, crazy. The new offense. Now, okay, look, let me take a sip of this Diet Cola. And all praise be to Jeff Stoutland. However, if I may play a little devil's advocate here, with the Vic Fangio stuff, and this is just let me just so with Vic Fangio, they say he wanted to leave after winning the Super Bowl. Okay, so you come here, you sign a contract, you want to bail 1 year into it. I mean, get out of here. Where's the integrity in that? And I say that. Okay, Stoutland. Let's face it. I mean, banged up or not, your offensive line did not perform last season. And then we said, I mean, I sat here and said it last season. You got to take some responsibility. Okay. Now, where's the integrity? You're just going to leave us high and dry. I mean, you're not even going to, Lane Johnson's, I mean, what, got 1, maybe 2, maybe not even any years left. He might retire after this news. You're not going to stay and handpicked, work with Lane to handpick his heir apparent and mentor him for a year. You're gonna leave that offensive line in shambles. I mean, those guys are hanging their heads at the way last season ended, or at least they should be. I hope they are. And you're just gonna walk away. I mean, seemingly it seems like there was no any indication, any sort of talk leading up to this. Kind of just pull the rug out on us, and then you're gonna go on your social media and what did you say? You became one of us? No, 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 no. I mean, we'll see how this unfolds and what comes out, but I mean, I'm a little irritated by that. I hope that you made your intentions clear at least a year in advance to the front office. You didn't just pull the rug out because you got your feelings hurt over a tactical decision to move your duties away. I pray it wasn't that because it kind of irritates me a little bit. I don't know. You leave a job. You leave a job. You want to make sure you set it up. You leave it. I was gonna say you leave it better than you found it. You did that, but you're just gonna after a down year, you're out. You're out. You're not gonna soldier on and try and fix this thing. You're gonna hand over a mess. Okay, all right. Well, if that's what you want to do, that's my devil's advocate a little bit. That's my feeling a bit of a certain way. And Vic, just hey, I got my Super Bowl ring. Let me step away. Well, you didn't think about that. You didn't realize you were old when you signed the contract. I mean, it's time to retire. You didn't think about that a year ago. It dawned on you. You woke up, got out of bed, and thought your knees hurt after one day, out of the blue. I don't know. And maybe I'm being a little insensitive here, but look, am I wrong? fix it. Fix the problem and then walk away. Tell the front office, look, you probably got 1 year of this. I'll work with the new regime 1 year. I'll get him in a spot. I'll get him in a better spot than we left it last year. Get a replacement list in mind, and we'll go from there. Now again, I don't know if he did that or not. I'm speculating here. It sounds like everyone's super surprised at this. Maybe it was out there. Maybe that's what Shefty was hinting about. That to me would have been the right thing to do. But I'm not a coach. What do I know? You get tired of something, I guess you can leave. You're a millionaire. You made enough money off the team. And I don't want to come across as me being unappreciative. Just looking at two things here. Having a conversation. All right. Don't need to jump down my throat. But it'll look different, that's for sure. There's some names floating around, potential replacements. Maybe we'll get into that on another time. I wanted to keep this a little short. Philadelphia Eagles released a statement. It's way too long. It's way too long to read. But man, we're taking the hits. We're taking the hits, and don't be surprised if we have that AJ Brown breaking pod sometime. So what other things could break? Sounds like for now Vic's staying. We got the OC. Stoutland's out. We'll probably have some news as Mannion starts to assemble his offensive staff. There's been speculation about it. I mean, let's see. He'll probably want his wide receivers coach, so Moorhead's probably out. I think Parks Frazier's probably out. Mannion will bring in a quarterback's coach, I believe. He'll have to have a line. So who is staying? Who's staying in this piece? I don't know. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's the news. Jeff Stoutland stepping away after 13 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't know. Like I said, hopefully he sticks around, at least, scout, consults for the draft, helps us pick some guys, because we definitely need some linemen. And have a nice life. And thanks for all you've done. Until next time, guys.